You were the chosen one! You were supposed to bring a balance to your life. Today's episode, Life Balance. Life is hard. It's even harder when it's not balanced. Life can be broken down into thirds for 5 days of the week. Sleep, work, personal time. If each of these are 8 hours, we have balance. If any one of these are not 8 hours, we have imbalance. Imbalance leads to stress. Stress leads to hurt. Hurt leads to suffering. At the end of this episode, you'll have a better grasp on how to balance your life. So, let's do this. Most people work. We typically work about 8 hours a day. Why do we work? Well, we work to bring in an income to be able to supplement our lives. Without work, we either become homeless or basement dwellers. If work is an essential component for most of us, then having a job that you enjoy can potentially lead to a better life. According to a recent poll on conferenceboard.org, 51% of Americans actually enjoy their job. I mean, that statistic surprised me, but it does go to show you that it is possible to actually like what you do. In college, you may have had a side job, but let's face it, college was your real job. When you go to start a career though, work replaces college. Instead of tests, you have reviews. Instead of classwork, you have projects. And instead of class, you have meetings. Just like school though, work can become very stressful. And we all know what stress leads to. Personal time. I know it sounds strange, but honestly it was the best I could come up with to define time that is not sleeping and time that is not working. Calling it home time was too constrained, and calling it free time just didn't sound right. Personal time is your time. It being your time, you're free to use it however you want. People with family might spend it with them. Other people might spend that time playing video games, watching shows or TV, or doing hobbies, etc. Sometimes personal time is not what you want to do, but what you need to do. Things such as laundry, cooking for yourself, paying bills. Typically, when everything is balanced, you get 8 hours of personal time on a work day and 16 hours on a non-work day. Now, I do not include sleep in this. I treat sleep completely as its own thing. Everyone must sleep, and when you don't, bad things happen. Most people sleep in a single cycle unless you're Thomas Edison or Leonardo da Vinci and you're polyphasic sleeping, whatever. It's recommended that adults get 7 to 9 hours of sleep at night, 8 being the average, but let's be realistic, it's actually closer to 7. While you could probably find a way to sleep at work, I probably wouldn't recommend it. Some people can get less than 8 hours of sleep and still be functional, but the rest of their day is likely to be affected. So, given everything that we've discussed, I've identified something that I like to call the 3/3 rule. Considering that an average workday can be split into 8-hour segments, we're left with each one being a third of your day. Looking at each segment, there are 2 things that are important to identify. First, increasing time in one segment decreases time in another. Second, the quality of the segment can and will affect the quality of the other segments. Now I'm going to try to create an actual definition to make this a real thing. So here we go. Given that most people work 8 hours, sleep 8 hours, and spend 8 hours doing what they want, we can identify a balance. If one segment of a day is increased or decreased in time, the other segments are affected. The quality of each segment will affect the other segments. I did it! There it is. I defined it. It's a definition. I can put it in the book. What book? I don't know, but I'll put it in a book. So now I'd like to provide some examples of the rule in action using both aspects, time and quality. So let's start with time. Staying late at work is more likely to impact your personal time than it is to impact your sleep time. Of course, it could impact both. Staying up late and spending too much personal time can affect your sleep. Sleeping in late can potentially affect your morning personal time, and it could potentially even make you late for work. Now let's look at some quality balance examples. Hating your job affects your personal time and your sleep. You might spend your entire personal time talking about how crappy of a day you had, and when you go to sleep, that might be all you dream about. Having a bad night, tossing and turning, makes you groggy in the morning and probably grumpy for the entire day. Spending your home time doing something you don't like, bills, can potentially affect your work and your sleep. Having one bad quality segment, usually reduces the quality of the other segments. So, how do you balance your life? My belief is that understanding that a typical workday can be split into thirds can help you see how each segment can impact the others. Changes to a single segment's time or quality can have a ripple effect. It is rare that you'll actually be able to achieve a perfect balance, but trying to get close will greatly assist your ability to manage your day-to-day. The goal of the 3/3 rule is to illuminate pitfalls throughout your day. So let's say you don't like your job. If you can find one that you actually like, then your other segments will reap the benefits. Need to work late? Prepare for it if you can. Let's say that you spent last night working 10 hours and you only had 6 hours of personal time. Well, maybe you can shift it around and maybe you can do a 7-hour work day and be able to leave early. You just gotta kind of mix it up. You gotta make sure that you're trying to achieve a balance as best as you can. It's not 100% perfect. It won't always be 8 hours. But the closer you can get to it, the better you'll be able to manage your life. Sleep issues can have a massive impact on you and the rest of your segments. So getting good sleep is extremely important. Try to understand what gives you the best sleep. Maybe it's your bed. Maybe it's the temperature setting. If you can identify things like that, then each segment's quality will go up. Just try to identify areas where you can improve each segment. Quick note about kids. Quick note. Whenever you have kids, especially newborns, the 3/3 rule goes to crap. I'm just telling you. We just had a newborn and I am getting no sleep. I'm trying to be at work as much as I can, but I am lucky to get between 3 and 5 hours. I'm still pulling in 8 hours a day, and personal time, I don't even know what that is anymore because I'm doing this and I'm doing side projects and I've got all kinds of stuff going on. So, just to be completely honest with you, kids, no, this 3/3 rule, just throw it in the trash. Just get it out of here. Get that garbage out of here. Just garbage man, take this away. I do not want to see this again because it doesn't work for my existence. Consider how you do things at home. Are you relaxed? Are you comfortable? If not, you would want to identify areas where you can improve that. Maybe it's lighting. Having more mood lighting might make you feel more relaxed at home. It's not always possible to be happy in your personal time, but do what you can to find what brings you joy, and do it over and over again. A happy personal life will directly affect your work and your sleep. See, they all impact each other. It's like the government, checks and balances, right? It's a triangle. If I could just, arms don't work like that. Triangle. It's actually a workout. Life is hard. Life is chaos. Out of chaos comes order. Out of order comes balance. Balance can spark joy. Do or do not. There is no try. Okay, that was lame. I'm sorry. I admit it. That was pretty lame. But I do believe that a balanced life can lead to a better life. When you use the 3/3 rule to help you identify imbalances in your life, you can adjust. You will find balance. May the force be with you. Balance. You can obtain it if you try. If you do not, goodbye. Alright, so that's it. You can hit the subscribe button if you can find it. It's a game. Look for it. If you see it, you just go boom. You just hit it. And it's yours. And it's like ding, 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 ding. And you can have your friends and they can get points. You ding, 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 ding. How many subscriptions do you have? Ding, 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 ding. Things like that. You'll find a link to the blog post in the description. Feel free to comment. Adios. Balance. You can achieve it.